now outside a street which is parallel to the Shifa Hospital. And it goes, the tunnel system that we saw underneath the Shifa Hospital gets until this house. I want to show you it. We're entering the house. We're entering the house now. We're entering the house. In this house, it's a regular apartment. It's a regular apartment. In this apartment, you have gear and equipment. We're entering the room. We're entering the room. Okay, you can see the board. It's like a classroom inside a house. You have the warriors here. Our warriors here are working on the tunnel shaft, and then you can see the tunnel shaft. It was covered with the floor. We had to remove the floor and understand this tunnel shaft. Now we're going down inside the tunnel shaft. Just imagine how people are building tunnels underneath a home in a room that has a classroom. And here you can see we're entering into the tunnel. And the tunnel goes and goes. And then you can see the structure that we already seen of the staircase. A spiral staircase going down into the tunnel that we saw outside the Shifa Hospital. And this direction also brings us to areas which is different from the Shifa Hospital, meaning one direction goes to the Shifa Hospital, other directions go to different places, different location where the terrorists can move using the safe haven, the human shield of the hospital, the human shield of those regular houses, providing them shelter, held by civilians, and they choose it in the most barbaric and cynic way. In a room, they use it in a room that should have provided teaching for children. This is their choice. This is what we're fighting. You see, those are classes. It's room that has a class. These are classes. People are being educated here, and the tunnel goes outside from a house who meant to give teaching for children. So they deliberately build the tunnels in the places they know it will be the most covered and, I'm sorry to say, cynical way, unhuman.
רגע, עוד לא קדימה. אוקיי. תיכנס לפה.
שנהיה מאחורי, דווקא זה נחמד מאחורי.
Now we are in the tunnel, just below the Qatari building that you saw outside. There is rooms that helps the Hamasis to stay here, and they use the hospital as a human shield because they understood that we will not attack them. We assume that there is another way out that they prepared. It's not open yet. and we are sure that there are way to the city from here. We find another routes that goes north from the hospital, so they can, after they attack or do something, they can go to the tunnel in the city, inside even kindergarten that we find. They can go down below to the tunnel and come exactly here below the Qatari building, and that's the way that they survive. For this direction, you will see the room that they stay inside. From the hospitals, we found one hostages, Noa Marciano, Zichrona Livracha. We found her outside the hospital, and we know that she was inside the hospital, and they took her outside into another medic center, small medic center, and we found her a couple of days ago.
That if they provoke Israel, Israel will not go for a ground operation. They were wrong. We are in. What we're going to show you now, we're going to do 2 shifts getting into the tunnel. What you're seeing now here around me, it's only for the last 2 days. It's not everything, because I explained before, we cannot preserve everything we find all the time, because this kind of explosive we need to evacuate. So this is only for the last, from the last 48 hours. These stuff that are here are from inside the hospital, from different departments. The main one now here are from the plastic department, and also from a caravan that we found behind the emergency room. Some of the gear here is also have been found in the cars that are here. He builds tunnels. He supplies from the tunnels, from the hospital outside, all the supplies to the terrorists. So we have to create destruction in those houses, because those houses outside the hospital are either mosques. The tunnel comes out in a mosque, then goes back to the hospital. Comes out in a school, goes back to the hospital. That's the system.
התחלת לצלם? כן. אתה עכשיו מצלם כאילו? כן.
The target of the war is to defeat Hamas, to free our hostages. Now there is agreement coming, and maybe it will occur. If the agreement will occur, we will cease our fire. We will be in oppositions.
We will be ready. We will let and free our hostages. We have a moral obligation for our hostages, but when we bring them back, we go on and we defeat Hamas. We'll fight Hamas, we'll take Hamas down. More than 3 weeks ago, saying Shifa is a community. We do not plant evidence in arenas. Israel does not do that. It's a war crime. It's against the international law. We work according to all the laws, and when we make mistakes, we even say we make mistakes, but we do not put evidence in a hospital.